This is MLS Next Pro. It's a fine June evening in Montclair. New York Red Bulls 2 are back home after nearly taking 3 points against the best team in the East last week. Tonight, New York hosts FC Cincinnati 2, fresh off their shutout of the top offense in the league. Precedent has shown these two clubs have all sorts of talent to showcase. Plenty to look forward to on the pitch tonight. As we take a look here in a moment at the Eastern Conference table, Crown Legacy continuing to occupy the top spots in the East. New York surged up the standings with 4 wins in a 5-match stretch through May and early June, though have cooled the last 2 matches with just 1 point earned. FC Cincinnati got off to a 2-game snide last week with a 2-1 win against New England. Welcome into the broadcast. Glad to have you with us on MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts here alongside you for this one. Warm-ups nearly complete here at MSU Soccer Park. This will be an intriguing match tonight. Red Bulls 2 have proven they can compete with the best in the East. A win against New England and draws against Columbus and Charlotte show that. Cincinnati, though, had as impressive a bounce back as any team last week. A win after a 4-0 defeat. The starting 11s for New York, led by headman Ibrahim Sakaya. Red Bulls 2 will take a 4-2-3-1 shape with forward Frank Sabufu up front. Tough news announced this week, though, from the club that forward Oladeo Thomas suffered an ACL tear and will be out for the remainder of the season. Thomas had tallied 3 goals and 2 assists in 11 appearances this season. More responsibility now to fall on Ibrahim Kasule at the 10 and left winger Ronald Donkor, who makes his 6th MLS Next Pro start tonight. FC Cincinnati 2, led by Tyrone Marshall, will come out in a 3-5-2. Forwards Ryder Mills and Ben Stitz will start up front for the 4th consecutive match. 18-year-old Gerardo Valenzuela, a goal scorer last week in the 2-1 win against New England. A determined effort with 4 opposing jerseys around him. Valenzuela has picked up the attention of many in this Cincinnati organization. He will look to continue his sharp form tonight. Joey Apononu anchors the back line. He's at the right back spot this evening. Cincinnati earned its first shutout of the season last week. Just about set to get things underway here at MSU Soccer Park on a sunny summer evening here in Montclair. Brandon Stevis is our referee this evening. It's New York Red Bulls 2 and FC Cincinnati 2. New York without the talent and skill of one of their top players up front for the rest of the season. More responsibility on his teammates the rest of the way. We'll see how they respond in their first match without Thomas here this evening. Cincinnati in the Road Blues. New York, the Home Reds, going from left to right. Very sunny on that far side of the pitch. As New York looking to advance here for the first time this evening. We'll play it near side. This is Copeland Berkeley. Whipping it into the box. Good header. It's a goal right off the bat. 30 seconds in. It's unbelievable. Frank Sabufu wasting no time. It's 1-0 New York. Copeland Berkeley with terrific service into the box, and Sabufu surging in and putting Red Bull New York up quickly here. Watch Copeland Berkeley on the bottom of your screen. All sorts of space to send this into the box. And Sabufu, just unmarked, heads it into that near side post. That's a lapse defensively from FC Cincinnati, who did so well last week. Clearances off the line, holding the top offense in the league without a goal. And what a contrast in the first 30 seconds tonight.
Scored in the first minute by number 97, Frank Sabufu.
An auspicious start on the road for Cincinnati, for New York. That's exactly what Red Bulls 2 are looking for. And now pushing forward once again. A corner kick earned just moments after the goal. That might be the quickest goal in MLS Next Pro this entire season. Third goal of the season for the 22-year-old Frank Sabufu in his first campaign with New York Red Bulls 2. What a start. Driven ball. Took a glance off of Apanonu. This will be a throw in to New York. Red Bulls 2 coming off a tough finish in their last match. They were up 1-0 against Crown Legacy, the top team in the East. 10 minutes into stoppage time before conceding that late tally, which tied the match, and then would not come out on top in the shootout. So 2 points dropped when they were a matter of seconds away from securing a notable victory. However, this team has shown through the month of May and early June the talents they have with the 4 victories and 5-match stretch. Battle for this here in front of the benches as it's played back. Pinballing around here, Cincinnati eventually controlling, but a bit too far in front for Ryder Mills to get a touch. AJ Marcucci in net for New York Red Bulls 2 tonight. It's Paul Walters for FC Cincinnati. This is Isaiah Foster playing on the left side today. Foster, Apanonu, Kai Thomas made a lot of winning plays last week in that match against New England. Thomas had a clearance off the line when it looked like Marcos Diaz of Revs 2 had a wide open net. Kai Thomas extending to keep it from going in the net. Terrell Tercios also with some critical defensive plays over the course of the match. Cincinnati nearly let it slip late. It was 2-0 in stoppage time before New England's Jordan Adebayo-Smith forced in a goal. It trickled in the net with about 60 seconds left in stoppage time. And then a desperation attempt bounced over the back line, and Adebayo-Smith had another shot on net before it was all over, and Walters made a huge save to preserve the 3 points for Cincinnati. Really needed one in the worst way after falling to Inter Miami and then Orlando City B. That Orlando City match, a 4-0 defeat. After how hard Cincinnati worked the entirety of that match at home last week, we're expecting to come out a little bit better here on the road here today. But it's New York on the front foot right now. A little bit too heavy on the touch on the overlapping run there that time. Ronald Doncourt trying to lay it off. Berkeley just out of the reach of Kasule. Walters will jog over to his left. Ibrahim Kasule, now the leading goal scorer for New York. 4 goals, 2 assists throughout the 2023 campaign thus far. Signed on March 30th. MLS Next Pro is happy to celebrate Pride Month and support our LGBTQ fans and community. The beautiful game is for everyone. 8th minute here, Cincinnati looking for its first real opportunity in the opening moments of this match. Apanono plays it near side to Agedu. Jimenez, nice turn. Some open space to work with here. Shot taken from well outside the 18. Valenzuela with his first attempt of the evening. That'll sail over the crossbar. 18-year-old Gerardo Valenzuela, goal scorer last week. Decided to make his presence known here in the first 10 minutes. Valenzuela was one of a number of FC Cincinnati 2 players to see time on Wednesday in Cincinnati's match against Toronto. That was a 3-0 win at TQL Stadium. That really spoke to what Cincinnati is trying to do at the MLS Next Pro level. The faces they saw in that first team game. This is played center, a good slide to send it away. Cincinnati 2 head man Tyrone Marshall was talking about that game on Wednesday. He said it validates what we're doing here. Steven Jimenez, Gerardo Valenzuela, Brett Halsley, those guys all made their debut. He said if you look at the bench, 9 guys that participated with the second team during the season were on the bench. 5 came into the game. He was thrilled. So the club's in a great spot with what we're doing with the integration. We're showing the development, giving these guys a platform. And a lot of them, he said, are taking advantage of it. Moments on Wednesday for many of these MLS Next Pro players who are earning time at the first team level. On the back foot right now as New York continues to press forward. It's a good ball in. Levante Mollings laid it off. Some contact in the box. No whistle after all of that. And cleared out to the circle. Take away on the attempted ball through the left side. That'll be a push and a foul. It's Matthew Nosita. Whistle for the infraction. Nosita, the 7th overall pick of the 2022 draft. A little too physical there. Take it away. It's Kasule minding his defensive shape. Levante Mollings taken down. That'll be a foul. Isaiah Foster holding Mollings, and this will be a free kick in a dangerous spot here for Red Bulls 2. Levante Mollings playing on the right wing here today, often sees time along the back line, the FGCU product. It was a good run that forced Foster a little too physical, and now Red Bulls 2 have a couple different ways they can approach this here. Sule will walk away from it. Shot. Oh, it's parried away. Went to the right of the wall. It's sent right back in. That's well done from Walters. That was clever from Jarvis. New York advancing again here. Taken away at the final moments. Well done defensively with a necessary touch. New York have it right back. A chance to cross it in. And sent away by Apanono for a corner kick, New York. New York has it quickly back into play. Quick give it go, and necessary touch from Tercios that time. But Matt Dreas and Tercios stepping in at the final moments here as it looked like Red Bull was developing a shot. This is played back to Berkeley. They'll whip in another cross. Headed center. trickling around, and Cincinnati is treading water at the moment. We'll earn a throw in here after Dreas plays it off of Valencia, excuse me. Not enough real estate to work with on the far side for Doncourt. Doncourt has 2 MLS appearances, including last night's in a 4-0 win against Atlanta. Doncourt had an assist in that big win for New York Red Bulls. Foster immediately pressured. Bounces towards the middle. Well done. New York forcing a giveaway. You heard Tyrone Marshall saying, not there, Joey. Wasn't thrilled with the distribution in that moment. Just as quickly after a mistake, New York in the attacking third. Dylan Sullivan lays it off. Sullivan. Deep in the corner. Done to play it out. Back over to the near side with Berkeley. Good possession here from New York. And, too heavy at the touch from Berkeley right after that. Far too deep on the service from the box there. This portion of the match brought to you by your local Honda dealers. 1-0 New York. 15 minutes in here. Too much on the slide there from Cincinnati. Abraham Sakai was talking about that draw against Crown Legacy last week. Said we knew what kind of team we were going to face. Said I thought my team battled well. We deserved more than we got. Said I think our takeaway is that anywhere we go, as long as we get into our style of play and we believe we know where we're going, we can compete with anybody. Certainly substantiated last week in that performance. So close to a full 3 points. Legacy have given all sorts of teams, all sorts of issues this year. It's been a terrific campaign in Charlotte. Another corner kick here for New York. Low driven ball, still bouncing in the middle, pinballed around and over the crossbar. Another perilous moment for Cincinnati, who escapes unscathed in that moment. Second look wasn't initially cleared away. No one from New York could get a real touch to it. Cincinnati have been unable to generate anything particularly substantial in the first nearly 20 minutes of play. Monte Mullings, a clever spin. Played center. Things happening here, and a necessary slide And an intervention from Cincinnati in the final moment. They've been playing in their own third quite a bit here. Foul with that takeaway. New York pushing forward again. Mullings switches left, fires center, header off the post. Ibrahim Kasule nearly had it 2-0. Inches away, watch in the middle, so close to redirecting that inside the far post. There was nothing Walters would have been able to do. That's really well done by Kasule. He was not that far off from his 5th goal of the season. When you look at Cincinnati's 2 goals last week, you mentioned the goal from Valenzuela. They're coming on an own goal on service from Morgan Marshall. Did a terrific job to accelerate by his man on the far side, send in a ball to the box that was accidentally headed in by New England's center back, Victor Souza. For Cincinnati, you take the goals in any way that you can, the way the offense had been struggling. And tonight, with Ryder Mills and Ben Stitz starting up front for the 4th straight game, those supporters of Cincinnati hope to see positive things from them. Another centering ball. Volleyed towards the far side. Here's Ben Stitz. Trying to head it down to the center circle, and it's taken away once more. Cincinnati's back line has been busy. A rare bit of miscommunication there between Mullings and his counterparts in the middle. You're seeing New York's creativity. You're seeing the pressure cause issues. That's their philosophy. That's the Red Bulls organization. They don't need possession advantages necessarily to impose their style of play. New York brands themselves on relentless energy, pressure in the back third, even after conceding possession. It's going according to plan at this moment, but Ryder Mills trying to take a turn. Well done by Nosita. Poor giveaway there, taken away by Valenzuela. Will he get it back? Instead, a shot from distance, and it's in! Ben Stitz levels it at 1. Fourth goal of the season for Ben Stitz, and FC Cincinnati takes advantage of the giveaway immediately. Valenzuela takes it away on a poor pass, and Stitz lines it up over the outstretched arms of A.J. Marcucci. That's a great response from Cincinnati. Not much of a celebration to speak of. Stitz knows there's more work to be done. Cincinnati will take that. One apiece. Game on.
2 goals scored by number 44, Benjamin Stitz. Goal comes in the 21st minute.
That is exactly what Tyrone Marshall wants to see. Stitz scored in back-to-back matches earlier this season against Atlanta United and NYCFC 2. Great spin there from Mullins. The ball a little bit premature from Kasule. Bufu was making a run. Chances on the clearance there. We were talking with Tyrone Marshall a couple of weeks ago about Stitz. He said he's picked up the slack in terms of providing some goals for us, as well as Mills. They play this near side to Berkeley. New York trying to get it right back. goal 29 seconds in. This is sent out for a corner kick as Foster falls to the pitch. Berkeley accelerating near side, and Foster not taking any chances. He's driven towards the far post. Sabufu was trying to line up another header. Trickles towards the far sideline. Foot race to it again. Out of play and a goal kick. Back to Stitz. Yeah, Tyrone Marshall was talking about his performance this season. Said honestly, he needs to be a little more clinical for us. I think if he was a little more clinical in it with his chances, he'd probably be up there in terms of goals scored with where Kimi Ordonez was and what he did at the start of the season with those 6 goals. He loves the opportunities that Stitz has generated over the course of the season. And if Ben Stitz can finish sequences like he just did, watch out. Cincinnati can take a step forward offensively this season. What a confident strike that was. I was wondering if he was going to play it back to Valenzuela, who took it away on the poor pass. There was no hesitation. Kasule wins possession. Things developing here for New York. Sabufu can't get to it. Continue to see the creativity, though. The burst of speed, the ideas the Red Bulls are playing with. That's not a great idea out of the back from Cincinnati. Aiden Jarvis looking where to go with it. We'll lay it off to Berkeley, who notched the assist in that first minute. Mullings. Jarvis. Well, that trickles to Kasule. Kasule! New York right back in front. It's 2-1. A fortuitous deflection for Kasule. Cincinnati trying to clear away. He takes possession in the middle. Cincinnati unable to clear it away at the 18, and Kasule lined it up and fired a missile towards the back of the net. It's the 5th goal of the season for Ibrahim Kasule, the 19-year-old. And New York with a counterpunch here after Cincinnati leveled it up at 1 apiece. What a fun first half hour in Montclair. It's New York 29 seconds in. Cincinnati takes advantage of a giveaway. And New York says, no problem. Right back with the advantage. As they walk over to the benches for the hydration break, and actually, this will be a lightning delay. Disappointing announcement to hear, obviously, as we view this game. We see sunny skies, what appears to be a nice sunset. Lightning currently in Montclair. That is never a fun thing to relay, but as we so often know, being around whatever sport it is, the protocols here, 30 minutes without a strike. Every time a strike appears in whatever the radius may be, it only perhaps extends that delay. So we will pause. Currently in a lightning delay, as you see the fans making their way to some shelter. Fun start in the meantime. 2-1 advantage for New York Red Bulls 2. We will keep you updated here on MLSNextPro.com.
Match has been temporarily suspended for the safety of everyone. Please make your way to the Red Hawk parking deck at this time. Additional announcements will be made when the weather conditions have improved. And the match will resume when conditions permit.
So we'll take a look at highlights first, though, in just a moment before we break, as New York will head into this lightning delay with a 2-1 advantage. Here's the first goal, less than 30 seconds in. Copeland Berkeley getting the ball on the near side, and watch Frank Sabuhu. He's calling for it at the 18 and receives terrific service. Nothing Paul Walters could do there as Sabuhu guided it towards net. One of the quickest goals in MLS Next Pro this entire season. Cincinnati shell-shocked after a terrific defensive effort last week, giving up that goal in the early moments. But Cincinnati would respond. Lining it up and putting it in is Ben Stitz, who's been one of the better options for Cincinnati this year. His fourth goal of the campaign. Just moments ago, Ibrahim Kasule got it right back and made it 2-1 New York as we head into the current lightning delay. It's been a fun one here in the first half hour in Montclair. It's New York with a 2-1 advantage at the moment. Cincinnati, they won't pick up their first shutout of the season today. They've got work to do. 2-1 here as we take a pause for lightning delay. welcome you back to Montclair. Warm-ups nearly complete here after the lightning delay, which was disheartening to see when we were seeing the sun's glare still on the far side of the field. Those odd scenarios. The teams had to clear the field, fans had to vacate the stands, but tell you what, all things considered, that really wasn't the worst lightning delay. Just a little bit over 30 minutes, and we're back here on the pitch. A 2-1 advantage for New York Red Bulls 2 at the moment over FC Cincinnati 2 here in the 27th minute. Glad to have you with us on MLSNextPro.com. AJ Ricketts here alongside you. Should correct myself in the open. I forgot an important clarifier for FC Cincinnati 2. They nearly had their first shutout of the season last week against New England Revolution. Again, Revs 2 scored that first goal late in stoppage time. So FC Cincinnati was close to the clean sheet. Forgot to add the identifier of nearly a clean sheet in the open. But it was an impressive defensive effort. In contrast to the start, an ominous start here today, giving up a goal 29 seconds in. Cincinnati responded. A superb strike from Benstitz off the takeaway from Gerardo Valenzuela. Leveled up one apiece in the 21st minute. But just 4 minutes later, Ibrahim Kasule off the assist from Doncourt. But New York Red Bulls 2 right back on top. We are underway after the brief lightning delay here on MLSNextPro.com. In Cincinnati in the Road Blues. We're from right to left here. New York has controlled possession and much of the flow of this match. 5-2 advantage in shots taken. 0.6 expected goals. 2 to their tally. 0.05 in the expected goals column for FC Cincinnati 2. A bit too aggressive defensively from Dylan Sullivan there. And that'll be a trip into the book for Sabufu. Did not give space to reinitiate that.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. A yellow card has been issued to New York Red Bulls.
Probably one Sabufu did not need to pick up there. He's done so well today. He was the goal scorer in that 29th second. Taking out perhaps a bit of his annoyance after the sequence by not vacating the area. Receives a yellow for it, the first booking of the match. Nearly half an hour in officially. Cincinnati 2, New York Red Bulls 2. Valenzuela will take the throw in. Thomas on the right side tonight, playing that right back spot. Jimenez will play back. Tercios tried to extend the leg and direct it to a teammate, could not, as Sullivan couldn't find a teammate either. Benonu receives it right back. Pressure on from Sabufu, and a foul. On the volley, takes a high bounce. Sabufu chases and commits another foul. You admire the aggressiveness, though. If either of those last two sequences had been ruled clean, Cincinnati would have been in a very perilous spot Too much contact, though, from Sabuhu, and back-to-back fouls after the yellow. Looking to play it through in the center. This will go the other way. Red Bull coming close on these last couple passages of play. Timely whistles thwarting the threats in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Agedu goes to Apanonu. Deep ball will trickle just outside the circle and play to Foster. Throw in here for Cincinnati. Tyrone Marshall called last week's game a workmanlike performance in the 2-1 win against New England. Said the team brought their lunch pail to work and got the job done. This portion of the match brought to you by the Hospital for Special Surgery, official hospital of New York Red Bulls. It's certainly been more of a struggle here in the first half hour plus for Cincinnati this evening. Even after a bright moment offensively on the fine finish by Benjamin Stitz. That lasted for just 4 minutes. And now New York advancing forward once more. Doncourt couldn't guide it towards the net, still recovers here. Overlapping run, chance to send it into the box. It's taken away on the turf. Jimenez will chip it forward. Tercios keeps possession for Cincinnati. Talking with Red Bulls 2 head coach Ibrahim Sky about how tough it is to lose Oladeo Thomas moving forward. He said, look, he's a big part of our team. The way he's been growing up every day, every game, the team's going to miss him a lot. You know that these are the things that can happen. This is where other players have the opportunity. They can step in. It's going to be tough without him. The quality he brings to the team. We have some guys coming in, the chance to fill out that role. Spoke very complimentary of what Thomas had done so far this year. Great touch to keep the ball advancing here. Apanonu handles it well as he clips it back to the far side. Valenzuela was calling for it in the center. Takes it on the run. That's a good touch from Valenzuela. Looking to advance, and he will draw the yellow card. Great hustle there from Valenzuela to elicit the yellow for the defensive effort there.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to the New York Red Bulls 2, number 45, Copeland Berkeley.
So that'll go on Berkeley, who had the assist on the first goal. Really well done from Valenzuela, who began his career in the Inter Miami Academy, joined Cincinnati in 2020. 3 goals this year. Valenzuela sends it in just a little bit too strong on the run on the far side. Good idea there from Valenzuela as Cincinnati trying to make things happen from the set piece position. Marcucci's ball carries Mullings too far to the sideline. Remember, Cincinnati played in one of the most thrilling games of the MLS Next Pro season back on April 30th. So New York earns another takeaway here just outside the box. Handled well in the moment. It was the 5-5 game against New England on April 30th. 10 goals. Cincinnati lost in the shootout. Kasule had it taken away. Valenzuela will guide it back. To put Cincinnati's struggles in perspective, 5 goals in that match against New England, and then in the ensuing 7 matches, a total of 5 goals scored by Cincinnati. The 2 last time out. So here as Mullings went down right near midfield line. You hear the frustration from Red Bulls. Wants a card to be given. Just shouldering him to the turf. Steven Jimenez, very physical there. Received just a foul on that sequence. Takes a bounce towards the center. Will be retrieved here by New York. Jarvis. Kasule. Poked away by Agedu. Cincinnati will switch. Good transition in defense there from Red Bulls 2. Comes that relentless pressure. When Cincinnati was shifting around the midfield area, New York then bringing that line up moments later. Sita to his keeper. Cincinnati's pressure causes a little bit of consternation. A foul on Sullivan. His first season with Red Bulls 2. Foster and Valenzuela stand on the ball. 2-man wall here for Red Bulls 2. Set pieces bouncing into the arms of Marcucci there. You feel set pieces may play a bit more importance the way this game is shaping right now for Cincinnati. Unable to generate too much offensively through the midfield or even in transition, which is a point of pride, a point of emphasis from Tyrone Marshall. You talk to a lot of opposing coaches who go up against FC Cincinnati too as well. They know that's something that Cincinnati, they view as one of their strengths. Ability to create in transition, particularly from the wings. That's where their first goal came from last week against Revs 2, forcing an own goal against New England. That'll be a foul going against Cincinnati. Both players going for the ball, Mullings as well as Jimenez. Infraction going against Jimenez that time. So now just moments after the Cincinnati free kick, New York with one themselves. Been a tense moment or two off of corner kicks in this match for Cincinnati defensively. Kasule flicks this in towards the far post, and it's a third for New York. Davy Alexander with the goal, and New York stretches their advantage here in the 40th minute. Second header to find the net for New York here tonight. Just poor marking on the far post, whether it was the 29th second of the game or here later in the first half. It's been problematic defensively for FC Cincinnati, and New York Red Bulls, too, have taken full advantage. That's really well done from the set piece as Alexander earns his first goal of the season. He had only taken one shot this entire year. It's his third start in his 6th appearance of the season, and Alexander has a goal.
New York Red Bulls, 2 goals.
16-year-old Queens native. What a moment there. And the task now gets that much tougher here for FC Cincinnati. They've had their struggles on the road this year. They have not won away from home this season. 0-5-1. All sorts of struggles in the last road match for Cincinnati in the 4-0 loss. They don't want this to be sung to the same tune. Love to get one back before the half. Time running out for that opportunity here in the 42nd minute. Foul here on the far side. They'll re-spot the ball over there. Dealt with well along the top of the 18. Flicked back in the general area. Blue jerseys having to vacate to try to get back on side. Javi Alexander made his club debut last August. Signed on April 20th of this year. 16 years old. 3rd goal scorer tonight for Red Bulls 2. It's a deserved lead right now for Red Bulls 2, who have controlled the tempo, brought the high press, forced turnovers throughout the entirety of this first half, and have been compact defensively as well. Plenty of time for Cincinnati to flip the script here. The way sequences like that have been developing all game long. The difficulty level will be high. Mullings, quick touch, finds the center at the top of the 18, and Walters pokes it away. Able to parry it off the line, but it's a corner kick here for Red Bulls 2. Ultimately ended up being a fairly clean look after Kasule found himself at the 18. Unable to put it in the top corner to make that a little bit more challenging for Walters. But again, it's another terrific opportunity for Red Bulls 2. And here's some consternation from the bench here in Montclair. Played short from the corner. Sabufu claiming a touch, and they'll do it again from the opposite side. There will not be any stoppage time, we're hearing, for the final moments here of the first half. Really no rush here for Doncor. You wouldn't mind this really being the final moments. Not allow a transition chance for Cincinnati. Played short, Kasule flicks it towards the 6. Molling's got a head to it. Not able to get enough power on the redirect. Just a few seconds left here now. I don't know if Cincinnati will have quite enough time to get downfield as Foster looks for some teammates. And that will do it for the first half, which was controlled by New York here back at home after dropping points against one of the best teams in MLS Next Pro. Red Bulls to bounce back in a very positive way here in the first 45 minutes at MSU Soccer Park. A 3-1 advantage after the first half of play. Major League Soccer and RCX Sports have launched MLS Go, a groundbreaking recreational soccer program. Boys and girls aged 4 to 14 can now experience a fun, affordable, and local soccer journey. This fall, MLS Go debuts in 18 markets, expanding access to the sport. You can go to MLSGo.com for more information. The record-breaking unbeaten streak came to an end Sunday. Michelle and Samara wrap up a busy Matchday 13 as they take us through this week's Matchday Rewind.
With another 20-plus games across Matchday 13, it's no surprise that this week gave us plenty to look back on. Samara and I are here with everything you might have missed, from crazy upsets to massive wins.
The weekend's biggest upset has to be the one that ended a historic undefeated run. Colorado Rapids 2's 12-game unbeaten streak snapped after a surprising 2-1 defeat against Tacoma Defiance. Their goals, by the way, were absolute bangers. Rapids 2 hadn't seen a loss since September 18th of last year. That's exactly 9 months ago. And while coach Eric Boucher knew a loss was imminent, it's still a sour one nonetheless.
For a lot of the guys, last year is not a distant memory. So when the first loss would come, what would be the response? And I thought the most important moment perhaps in our season would be just that. The moment after our first loss, and the moment in this case being how we return to training and how we perform the next game. And that's, I expect the guys to respond very well. The feeling or the energy that was on the field in the second half for us, that won't have anything to do with LA. It's about going out and proving ourselves.
But the upsets didn't stop there. Quakes 2 with one of their own over North Texas SC. We told you before the match to keep an eye on Quakes 2. They'd gone toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the West the last 2 weeks. Well, they did it once again in their match against North Texas SC, notching a 1-0 win on the road. Once again, the defense was stout, with Quakes 2 claiming the team's 6th clean sheet of the season. That's good for second most in the league. They're now just one of only 2 teams remaining to stay unbeaten on the road this season.
Also extending its unbeaten run to 4 was Fire 2. The Chicago side had a perfect weekend, winning 2 games in 4 days. The first was a 1-0 home win over East contender OCB, with Charlie Ostrom heading in the lone goal. The second was a convincing 5-2 road win over Union 2, thanks in part to Alex Moniz, who opened up the scoreboard, and Sergio Oregel Jr. and Victor Becerra, each scoring a pair. With a double victory, Fire 2 climbed up to 8 in the Eastern standings.
And another team posting 2 wins in 3 days, Huntsville City FC. The boys in blue made club history with their matchday 13 wins, moving their win streak to 3 straight, the longest in the young club's existence. They also posted their first clean sheet in their 2-0 win over Inter Miami 2 in front of a rowdy Joe Davis crowd. The club has now jumped up 5 spots in the table over the last 2 weeks as they've really embraced what Coach Jack Collison preached ahead of this stretch.
And we said at the start of the week, season-defining week, what are we going to do? And 9 points, 8 goals, first clean sheet. So just really pleased for them guys because they've been working really hard, so they deserve a little bit of success.
We've got more content coming your way on MLSNextPro.com and MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. We'll see you back here after Match Day 14.
Back here in Montclair, 4 goals in the first half, 3 of them from New York Red Bulls, 2 are off to a comfortable advantage here after 1 half of play. Glad to have you with us on MLSNextPro.com. The MLS Next Cup wrapped up this weekend in the Dallas area. Let's revisit the winning sides by age group.
The championship match at the U15 level of MLS Next Cup. The New York Red Bulls and CF Montreal just 3 months removed from a 7-1 victory by the Red Bulls against Montreal. But Montreal came into this final with confidence. They battled, and Ricky Zach Lashab steps up in the 74th minute with this goal.
And what a terrific goal he was. He understands that as the real estate is at this back post. So many players are just occupied with the ball. Let me hang around. Great first touch and just roots this thing. CF Montreal have their goal late into this game, David.
So the underdogs looking to win it all, but no quit from Red Bulls. Andre Mehmeti with the ball over the top, and Julian Hall, his 5th goal of the tournament.
And who else? This is the player that you want in and around that 18-yard box behind this back line for CF Montreal. It's a great first touch, but he just closes his hips and ropes it into that near post. We have a tied game here at this moment in time.
So into stoppage time of this match. No quit from these sides. Lashab trying to put a highlight reel goal down as the winner, and Stokes off the goal kick creates a chance for Hall.
And the question mark was who's going to make the difference. Changing blow for blow. This is Lachab. Now it's Julian Hall. If he opens up his hips and slots it into that far post, probably a better angle. You see the frustration from the young man.
But he doesn't have to carry the load himself with this Red Bull attack. Him, Lester, and Tanner Rossbro, the 3-headed monster. Rossbro, 16 goals on the year, and an electric strike here to win the whole thing.
Just stop it. Stop it right now, Tanner Rossbro. Doesn't need a second invitation. Pulls the trigger. New York Red Bull U15 MLS Next Cup champions. You see what it means to the whole roster.
MLS Next Cup U16 Finals, #1 Strikers FC, #2 Atlanta United FC. What an electric match from the start, Ricky.
And picking and choosing your times when to join the attack as an outside back is just so important. As this ball rotates back, take nothing away from this finish from Cooper Sanchez. Just ropes this thing, closes his hips at the last second, and talk about quality at its highest order. Atlanta United, they go up 1-0 in this final.
Sanchez scoring first in the slide. Didn't get all of it, but still a fun celebration for Atlanta. And it wouldn't stop there. Rocket Rita working his way inside the box, drawing the penalty, and then making it 2-0.
And he gets there first. He makes the most of that contact, and he steps up. He says, don't mind if I do. It's such a difficult technique to perfect. A little start-stop. Ropes this thing into that near post. And Atlanta United, 2-0, very comfortable going into halftime.
There are some chances here by the Strikers, able to get one in the second half off the head of Cole Harris in the set piece.
And just rises up like a salmon, textbook header from the center back, rises up, offer his left shoulder. We have a game here, but talking about making your substitutions make a difference for this Atlanta United side. And you go to the bench, if you're Kevin Kratz, you bring on players that they're going to make a difference. As this game is getting seen out, talk about this touch from Watson around the corner, and then look at the top of your screen. Garcia does so well to keep himself onside, and it's that extra pass, the unselfishness from the number 9 to play it into the path of Gonzalez. Head up, off to the corner. That's 3 goals. That's a win for Atlanta United, and they are champions of the U16 level.
Atlanta United, the exclamation mark by Joseph Gonzalez, making it 3-1. Atlanta United FC, your MLS Next Cup U16 champions. 3-1 final over Strikers FC. Our final matchup of the MLS Next Cup in the U17 finals, Real Colorado versus the LA Galaxy. Ricky, what an exciting finish.
Changing the point of attack for this LA Galaxy side as Miller steps up for that final third. The little drop of the shoulder, low and hard to that far post. It always gives you an opportunity. It always gives you a chance, and he makes no mistake about this finish. And also, 10 out of 10 on celebration.
Harbor Miller, the right back, acting like a striker, putting the Galaxy on the board, but it wouldn't stop there. Miller went to work on the far side wing, touches it back to Paulo Rudisill, and how about Rudisill, a fancy footwork to set up Ruben Ramos for the goal.
And he's a player you highlight coming into this final match, but the ability to be so comfortable in tight spaces, not one, not two, but three Real Colorado defenders, and then he has the composure to roll us into the path of Ramos. At the bottom of your screen, he just peels away from his individual mark, and what a lovely finish this is for the weak-sided midfielder.
Colorado down but not out. Seconds following the hydration break, was able to find their way in for their first goal off the corner kick.
As his ball pops off, Macias makes no mistake about the finish. He just needs to get it on target. There's just so much traffic in front of Adams, but you get yourself in a dangerous area, you're going to get rewarded, and the comeback is on.
And the consistency continued after that momentum Real Colorado's way. At the edge of the sixth, it was Cooper Highline to level this matchup at 2.
And as this ball recycles out, you just watch at the bottom of your screen, Highline, that touch right there is so exquisite for number 9 to create separation, but also the quality to go up into that far post, tie at this game. Highline, corner and celebrate.
And then going into the second half, that's when your key players step up when it matters the most for the LA Galaxy. Julian Palacios getting his first goal in this match to give LA a 3-2 lead.
You hang around the barbershop long enough, and you're going to get a haircut. This is exactly what Palacios did, hanging around that 6-yard box. This ball pops up. Just get it on target, hit it clean, off to the corner. You give your side the lead here, 3-2.
Well, Palacios wanted another haircut right after. He was still feeling it in this match, ending it with a brace and being able to give LA a 4-2 lead in the second.
Gets rewarded for his hard work. Luck, yes, but you create your own luck into this match. You get it on target, you give yourself a chance. Just turns the corner of Lund. It's an uh-oh moment for DiBella, but he doesn't care. It's off to the corner. He gets his brace. LA Galaxy, they get their win. LA Galaxy, 2023 U17 MLS Next Cup champions. Well done.
'23 MLS Next Cup final at the U19 level. The New England Revolution looking to repeat as champions, but FC Delco trying to break through and get their first ever win. And who else? Kyrie's with his 5th goal of the tournament.
Goals of leader for a reason. You talk about him getting himself in and around that 18-yard box. He gets the second bite of the apple. Probably not his prettiest goal in his career, but the most effective. And that's an effective D-side if I've ever seen one, David.
So Delco takes the momentum to halftime. Brad Knighton makes 3 changes at halftime. One of them is USU 17 international Peyton Miller, who tags this one.
And just take a bow. You can't hit it any cleaner than this, but talk about Dos Santos. The information on this pass just to roll us into the path of the outside backs. What a quality finish that was. New England Revolution, they draw this game at this point in time.
So the Revs, after this, they go down a man with their red card for Jack Burkhart, but they go up a goal here, the finish from Alex St. John.
And all about the movement, top of your screen, just that little change of pace right here that makes a difference. As a striker, you always want to play off the shoulder, in between the 2 center backs as Parvu picks up his head. It's a quality service, and St. John doesn't need to hit it hard, just to say redirect it into the back of that net, off to the corner to celebrate. Revs has their lead.
This Delco group, they went to the quarterfinals 2 years ago, the semifinals last year. They had the heart of a champion, and they continued, Ricky, to fight against everything to try and get the breakthrough.
And it's the last bite of the apple here for FC Delco. As this ball comes around, you see the secondary action. It's the outside back. McDade has eyes for that far post, but lacks the composure, sends it high and wide.
The New England Revolution are the first ever repeat champions in MLS Next Cup as they sit atop the throne once again at the U19 level.
Great action in Dallas Saw throughout the week at the MLS Next Cup. A lot of fun out there. Over here at MSU Soccer Park, New York Red Bulls with a 3-1 advantage as we're almost set to begin the second half of play. But first, it's first half highlights from what was an entertaining first half at MSU Soccer Park from the very get-go. Literally here in the first minute, the header from Frank Sabufu put New York Red Bulls 2 on top, setting the tone from the very start. Just 29 seconds in. Cincinnati had a response, though. Ben Stitz, well outside the 18, stings this one into the net. That leveled things up at 1 apiece, but New York did not waste any time with the response. Ibrahim Kasule, 4 minutes later, gave New York a 2-1 advantage. And then after about a 40-minute lightning delay off the set piece, the first goal of the season and of the career at the next pro level. Davi Alexander, just the second shot of the season, made the most of it. And as we get set to begin the second half, it's a 3-1 advantage for New York Red Bulls 2. And the numbers tell much of the story as well. An 8-3 advantage in shots taken for Red Bull. We look at expected goals as well. 0.91, that almost feels a little low for New York. 0.08 for FC Cincinnati too. 39-16, the advantage in final third entries as well for New York. And you see the possession so often that really doesn't tell a whole story. Fans and supporters of the Red Bulls organization know how much their club can control the tempo, the pace, the shape of a match, even if they don't have a possession advantage. They're so quick to make things uncomfortable for their opposition, even after giveaways. Cincinnati has it in the circle, no doubt ready to get things going and try to flip the feel of this game. Underway here in the second half. 2-goal deficit.
Your attention, please. FC Cincinnati 2 halftime substitution. Entering the match, number
So Cincinnati with a substitution as well to start this second half. David Garcia will enter for Darrell Tercios. Tyrell Marshall was very complimentary of Tercios after his performance against New England. Earns a start here today, but subbed off after 45 minutes of play. So that's the first substitution of the match. Valenzuela cuts lefts, looking for any sort of space. Nearly weaved his way between a pair of defenders, ultimately unable to launch. Garcia, 19 years old, out of the academy for FC Cincinnati. It was read well by Nosita. Kasule, quick touch towards the middle here. Mullings, an extra touch, looking for space. Still with the ball here and earns a corner. That was a clean tackle initially to get Mullings off the ball, was able to reset his feet. Too much traffic to contend with. Watch at the top of the 18 here. Mullings receives the challenge from Apodono. Better defensive players on this next pro roster for Cincinnati. Received a little bit of help after that. Line drive, another header, great save on the line. And that prevents it from being a 4-1 advantage. Walters doing all he can. Well, that looked destined for the net. Really well done by Paul Walters. 18-year-old, ended up Northwestern last year, keeping Cincinnati alive here. Looking for a chance on the counter. Matthew Dreas couldn't settle. Good flick on. Sabufu wasn't able to get it back to Kasule. Garcia. Dreas plays it back to Agedu. Valenzuela thought somebody was behind him, let the ball go through the legs on the dummy. Benoni will play it back to Walters. Really good save a moment ago. Walters has been facing pressure all evening. Garcia gets it back from the middle. Will chip it towards the center. The area of Valenzuela. Now Kasule in New York, perhaps off to the races. A good burst of speed here. Options in the center. Nobody home on the back end there. That looked like an opportunity to lay it off for his teammates. Let's take another look at that save from Walters. He kept the deficit at 2 goals. It looked like Sabufu again getting a touch to it, and Walters able to stretch that right arm. And in the most recent sequence, look at the speed here. And there is an open man in the middle in the form of Ronald Doncourt. Not able to receive distribution though. A couple of real chances for New York to seemingly put this game away. This is more the feel of last week at times against New England when they were peppering Cincinnati with opportunities, but would just not let them score. New York has had more success than New England today, no doubt about it. A foul. Doncourt, the guilty party. Ibrahim Sakaya said during the week, we know Cincinnati is not a bad team. Sometimes when teams are losing, it's not because of the skill level. They had just been going through a tough stretch of games against good teams, and then just picked up big 3 points. New York came out focused here today. Omar Valencia earns a corner kick. Valencia's been with the organization the last 2 seasons on loan from CD Plaza Amador. 11th appearance for Red Bulls 2 this year. It'll be Kasule taking the corner kick here. Just slid by Valencia, wasn't able to keep it in front, and then picking up the yellow in the ensuing moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to New York Red Bulls to number 42, Omar Valencia, in the 52nd minute.
Valencia trying to stop that transition moment. It was a yellow. 3-1 here, New York. Even despite that moment, it has been an impressive performance for New York Red Bulls too. They're having a very quality campaign. Their surge through the month of May and the start of June, giving them a spot top 5 of the standings. Now currently as it stands, if all results holds, New York would end the night in 4th place in the Eastern Conference with 27 points. And Crown Legacy leads the way with 35 points. Defending champions Columbus Crew, they had 2nd with 31, recently taking that spot from New England. If Cincinnati were to win here today and find a way to come back, that would put them just 3 points outside of playoff position with 19. But work to be done here. Now to play for a throw-in. Some miscommunication there from Cincinnati. Nearly led to a great chance on the run for New York. Garcia plays it high in the air. Taken away by Eden Jarvis. Well done by Marcucci to give it up to Mullings, give him a chance. Wasn't able to volley that to a teammate. Whipped far post. Trickling back towards the edge, and nice save made there by Marcucci. Sure-handed. No spill. Garcia tries to play it towards Ryder Mills. Instead, it took a bounce back out towards the edge of the area. Nothing Isaiah Foster able to do other than hit that right at A.J. Marcucci. Foster got some U.S. Open Cup experience earlier this year in the 3rd round against Louisville. Started at left back. Sabufu here. And Sullivan plays it far side. This portion of the match brought to you by your local Honda dealers. 57th minute, 3-1 New York. Frank Sabufu with his 3rd goal of the year. Ibrahim Kasule with his 5th. Kasule, the top goal scorer this season for New York Red Bulls too. As the organization wondering who may be next. Could anyone ever kind of replicate the moments, the performances, the electric career that Bradley Wright Phillips had his time with New York Red Bulls too? Cincinnati trying to get one back here. Oh, that slips right by Ryder Mills. Unable to guide that towards the net. That was well done from Cincinnati. Unable to finish in the final moment. Second look. Tons of space on the outside. Watch the center of your screen. Ryder Mills just not able to time it up. If he made any contact with that, could have been trouble for A.J. Marcucci. It's been a struggle tonight against Red Bulls 2, part of this New York organization which won the Supporters Shield in 2013, 2015, 2018. Still searching for that desired MLS Cup. I feel it's only a matter of time. The structure and the resources go into winning at New York year in and year out. Kasule lays this off. Sabufu plays back. Sullivan now. Mullings tapped away. New York organization, of course, where U.S. international Tyler Adams began his career. Too strong on the through ball there. Goal kick here for Cincinnati. What a career Bradley Wright Phillips had when you talk about first-team performers and legendary players in an organization. 2014 through 2018 with New York. It's the first to 100 goals, the fastest, I should say, to 100 goals. 13 straight playoff appearances. It's a culture of excellence. New York wants that to extend the MLS Next Pro side. They've got some options here. Doncourt, who started tonight on the left side, has 2 MLS appearances to his name this year. We mentioned the assist that he had in the win last night against Atlanta. Maybe Frank Sabufu or Kasule. Nolan Sullivan, we'll see if they have their moments soon. Throwing here for Cincinnati. Does Tyrone Marshall's squad have a burst in them at all here in the second half? Been some well-developed moments. Ultimately, the execution in the final third has not been there, but a corner kick to come here. 60th minute, we're an hour in. It's a 3-1 advantage for New York. These set pieces just feel like they have an extra level of importance for Cincinnati this evening, the way they have been unable to really generate much offensively through the run of play. 0.13 expected goals. Low ball. New York advancing here, looking for a fourth. Is this the moment? Oh, it's across the mouth of goal and trickles off the inline. That close. Second look, there are numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4 red jerseys around the area. So close to a fourth.
Number 2, Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed will enter the match for New York.
Ronald Doncourt. Also entering the match for New York Red Bulls 2, number 34, Arian Racinos. Replacing number 42, Omar Valencia.
Valencia with his yellow will exit the match. Arian Racinos is in as well. So Jaden Reed and Arian Racinos are in. Doncourt and Valencia exit for New York. Reed, a 4-year letterman at UConn, 21-year-old midfielder and defensive substitute. Racinos, the 18-year-old from Guatemala. It's his second MLS Next Pro appearance. He's only played 7 minutes this year. That did come against Crown Legacy. Receiving time on the pitch for the second straight match. Racinos and Jaden Reed in for New York as Zakaya goes to his bench. It looked like it might be a moment where Cincinnati could do something positive, getting in transition, ball out to their wings. New York has done so well defensively today. Cincinnati settles with playing it long. Marcucci coming well off his line. Right back. Valenzuela had the assist earlier. Good ball from Valenzuela, got through. And Marcucci is there. Ryder Mills was making a run. Valenzuela goes down. That's a foul. About 22 yards out. Center your screen. Ryder Mills got through, but was unable to guide that past A.J. Marcucci. He does a great job to come off his line. And the foul here, which sent Valenzuela to the ground. Too much contact. The center back spot, Matthew Nosita, 7th overall pick of the 22 draft. This is a very important sequence right here for Cincinnati. We're going to get one back. And a touch from Marcucci. Valenzuela denied. Second look, hard to tell if that would have curled in inside the left post. It got over the wall. Looks like Marcucci was just being sure. Can this give Cincinnati a bit more of an attacking mindset? This ball played central. Sabufu, the first header. And New York clears away. Shot takes a block. Off of Dylan Sullivan, it appeared. Clemson graduate. Sullivan, a national champion at Clemson in 2021, a key part of the defensive midfield. This is whipped in. Marcucci will fall on top of it. Sullivan's brother is United States men's national team captain Tyler Adams, who, as we noted, also began his career in the Red Bulls organization. The pair of them from Offingers Falls, same hometown as a recent signing for New York, Curtis Ofori. Sullivan getting a terrific opportunity to continue to showcase his ability. Jaden Reed settles for New York and play it back. Walters will let this slide out of play. It'll be fun to watch how Sullivan's career progresses over the years, obviously coming from a powerhouse like Clemson. He said the biggest adjustment from college to the pros thus far is the speed and high-intensity style that Red Bulls emphasize. He said similar to the training the academy, which he had been a part of before Clemson. We know that Clemson focused more heavily on technique and played a controlled possession game. Sullivan said he had to dust off the cobwebs the first few days, but has since become much more comfortable with it. Ball to Garcia on the near side. He'll send it across just outside of the reach of Sullivan. He'll chase it down. Sullivan earns a corner kick. That's a great example too. You know, different systems of play will necessitate adapting in a period of discomfort, right? Which may transition, what may transition a bit more naturally in the short term is that mentality, which high-level programs will certainly build and develop. And as the season has gone on, and really Pierce Sullivan getting quite used to the speed and high-intensity style that Red Bulls 2 always operates with. It's part of their culture. Marcucci, no problem, catching practice. Good slide there. This is laid off. Directed towards goal. Vontae Mullings, he's comfortable in that spot. He's played at the fullback position plenty throughout his career. Concedes a throw-in. This portion of the match brought to you by the Hospital for Special Surgery, official hospital of the New York Red Bulls. Free kick here to Cincinnati. New York has their third and fourth subs ready on the sideline. Referee's discretion.
Your attention, please.
Will come right here. Aiden Jarvis and Avante Mullings will head to the bench. Their nights are concluded. It'll be Henry Wise and Ricardo Gourdet entering for New York Red Bulls 2.
Also entering the match, number 61, Henry Wise.
Henry Wise, the 23-year-old from London. Ricardo Gourdet, the 19-year-old from Panama. 3 goals on 17 shots this year for Gourdet. Henry Wise, previously with experience with the Watford U21s. Zakaya has gone to his bench. Jaden Reed, Arian Racinos, Henry Wise, Ricardo Gourdet, the 4 thus far. Yes, David Garcia in for Darrell Tercios on the other side for Cincinnati. Just over seemingly 20 minutes to play. Cincinnati starting to look a bit more formidable the last few minutes. It has not resulted in any concrete chances. Admirable the way they bounced back from that first-minute goal. That could really set a team back the rest of the way, but it wasn't that much long later. Ben Stitz, a really solid chance from outside the box, put it in the net. One too many defensive lapses for the squad from Cincinnati here tonight on the road. And at the moment, it looks like the road woes will continue. Cincinnati has yet to pick up an outright win away from home this year. Nearly had their first clean sheet last week. Jordan Adebayo-Smith ensured it was not. Adebayo-Smith nearly had 2 goals in 3 minutes for New England. Cincinnati held on, but so far have been unable to translate that momentum into tangible success tonight, other than the 1 strike. Cincinnati wanted a handball. Nothing given. Able to flick that forward to Reed. Good touch, then took a spill, and that'll be a yellow. Reed tried to keep his balance. There was a run from Kasule on the near side. That was advantage being played. And once Reed went down, a yellow given. Hard to argue anything else. Yeah, near side of your screen, look at the run, Kasule. If Reed was able to stay on his feet, that would have been a perfect chance at a through ball. Instead of yellow. It's on Apononu. Reed knocked off the ball here. And a foul. Said Marcucci's name a lot on the other end for New York. He recently signed a new contract a couple days ago, new 2-year contract for the 2025 season. An option for 26 and 27 as well. He's had a terrific year. Second in MLS Next Pro in clean sheets. He has 4 of them. He's only allowed 11 goals this year. It's the best start for Red Bulls, too, since 2019. Marcucci, a big reason why. Foul on Valenzuela.
Hey, hold your line. Hold your line. You don't need to drop anymore. Hold your line. Yeah, hold your line. Hold. Be ready. Hold your line. You need to drop it. 10 yards back, man. Hey. Good.
all. And able to save it before the inline. Henry Wise played that well. It's a great idea. Will send it deep. Barring any comebacks, Cincinnati will try to get back on track at home their next time out. July 2nd, next Sunday, against Orlando City B. Second time they'll play Orlando in 4 matches. Try to get them back for the 4-0 defeats on June 11th. FC Cincinnati, a city that has truly embraced the sports, has embraced the organization. When they joined the USL, 30,000 fans attending their matches in that 2016 season. First team club advancing to the playoffs for the first time last year in 2022. And whether the action is going on at TQL Stadium in downtown Cincinnati or NKU Stadium, 15 minutes away. A fun brand for soccer for Cincinnati fans to watch. Plenty of players on this MLS Next Pro side. Saw action at TQL the other day. And that victory against Toronto. That is something to be encouraged about if the scoreline tonight is not. As New York gives it away here. Ian Murphy was in the starting 11 on Wednesday against Toronto as the foul goes against New York here. Talk about the 5 substitutes: Malik Pinto, Kimi Ordonez, Steven Jimenez, Brett Halsey, and Dado Valenzuela. All 5 subs used in Wednesday's MLS match, with plenty of experience at the next pro level for FC Cincinnati 2 this season. Touch there from Garcia, taken away. And that is the pathway in practice. Things haven't gone quite Cincinnati's way tonight on the road a couple of days later for a number of those players who saw time as substitutes. I get the sense there will be dividends to come down the road, particularly with the roster situation right now for FC Cincinnati. Yes, defender Nick Hagland and forward Sergio Santos were fully active recently with the first team training, but both of them have been limited for several weeks with hamstring injuries. And look also at the first team situation. Junior Moreno is out with a leg injury. Yerson Mosquera remains away from the team as well. Some paperwork issues after his most recent international trip with Venezuela. So between injuries and some other situations, there's some spots to fill at the first team level. We're already seeing Ian Murphy be somebody to fill that in the short term in terms of in the starting role capacity for FC Cincinnati. And then 5 substitutes, all from the MLS Next Pro level. This is a chance, proving ground. Minutes like this at the end of a match, even though down 3-1, they matter. As Pat Noonan looks on and decides, scours who may be worthy of a role, bigger role in the first team moving forward. Set piece here for New York. They'd love another to really put this one away. Catching practice there for Paul Walters. Had a really nice save in the early moments of the second half to keep this at 3-1. Cincinnati have been unable to take advantage of that effort.
Our ball, ref. Blue ball. Hey, Blue, get on the ball like you want it. Come on. Get the ball, get the ball. Right there, how we?
Stevis with a
12 minutes right there, yeah?
quick word. Sullivan, it appeared. Wasn't sure what was going on there.
How was that there ball, ref?
Reed can't bring it down. Sule. Played wide. Elsewhere in the East, New York's NYCFC with a 1-0 lead over Atlanta on the road. That game in the 22nd minute. Colorado up 2-1 on LA Galaxy 2 at the half. And we'll get to the outside. Jimenez gives it off. There's some room in the middle for Ben Stitz, the only goal scorer for Cincinnati. Defense closed down on him quickly. Garcia. Missed his teammate. Nothing Dreas could do there. Sule was hounded immediately in midfield. A throw in here for Cincinnati. Even in shots taken, 9-8 for New York. 0.4 in the expected goals column for Cincinnati, 0.92 for New York. Another booking given here. That'll be on Jaden Reed.
The yellow card has been issued to New York Red Bulls 2.
Straight into the area of the ankle. Dreas went down. Chopping challenge there from Jaden Reed. Goes into the book. Jaden Reed grew up in the New York area, played on youth soccer fields all over Long Island before heading off to the academy, high school, eventually UConn, and the Long Island Rough Riders. Not a great moment there.
Your attention, please. Substitution for New York Red Bulls 2. Entering the match, number 92, Eric Ruiz. Replacing number 31,
New York will make its fifth and final substitution. A deserved round of applause for Ibrahim Kasule. Eric Ruiz, the 17-year-old academy product, out on the pitch for the fifth and final substitution. Ruiz, even at 17 years old, has earned the admiration of his teammates. Oladeo Thomas was talking about him earlier this year, said, I don't want to talk about his age. He's a grown man. The way he talks, the way he carries himself, he demands respect. It's time here at the end of this match, up 3-1. Cincinnati trying to claw one back here. Time's certainly an issue, and their endeavors the rest of the way. Going against Cincinnati there. Garcia, guilty party.
Your attention, please. FC Cincinnati 2 substitution.
Conte will be the next sub, this time for FC Cincinnati. 18-year-old academy player. Conte will come in for Kai Thomas, who was a huge part of the victory last week against New England. Not as memorable an evening for the defense tonight. Conte jogs on.
When you press back, we go. When you press, we go. Win it. Get David. David!
hear the frustration in that moment from New York. Even ahead by 2 goals, they want this to be a clean finish. I think that clearance was handled appropriately.
Watch it! Watch it!
They throw into Cincinnati. Really well done from New York today, setting the tone from the start. Kasule continues his torrid pace. Now 5 goals in the last 6 matches for Ibrahim Kasule, as hot as any player in the league right now. I've seen plenty of players in MLS Next Pro go on heaters over the course of this year. Think Nick Firmino with Atlanta United. Think about the start that Kimi Ordonez had for FC Cincinnati too this year. 6 goals in 3 matches. Never a bad thing when you average 2 goals a match. Right now, at this moment, Ibrahim Kasule is announcing himself as one of the stars of this league for New York Red Bulls too. Scored in 3 consecutive matches against Huntsville, Orlando, New England. Down the score sheet again against Crown Legacy. Never an easy thing to do. Now Sabufu has scored a couple of matches recently. Garcia couldn't send that away. New York will hit the road for their first match in July to take on Inter Miami 2. 7 p.m. starts on July 2nd. New York just about 4 or 5 minutes away from improving to 7, 4, and 3. Good quality all year long for New York. Actually 4th in the league in shots on target, even though they're 17th in goals. From the moment that Frank Sabufu headed in the cross from his right back, the 29th seconds of this match, Copeland Berkeley sent it in. Sabufu headed it home. The tone was set. Cincinnati would get 1. Currently no more than that. Had a brief lightning delay towards the end of the first half. New York scored shortly after that. Aren't we all glad that that didn't linger a little longer? It feels like every time there's a lightning delay, there's another lightning strike that resets the 30-minute clock. There's contact here on the near side. Garcia's needing a moment to get up. Good switch over to Garcia. He plays it back. Garcia weaving his way to the center of the pitch. Trying to cross towards the corner. Saved before the touchline. Cincinnati saw how quickly things could shift at the end of a match. Marcucci able to save this one. Cincinnati was up 2 goals in stoppage time. New England nearly scored 2 in 3 minutes last week. Cincinnati trying to show something similar today. That was a chance. Straight into the arms of Marcucci. 90th minute.
In front, one in front, David, in front of it.
Fourth official has indicated there will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, poorly played out of the back by Walters. Chance for a fourth here. Briefly losing balance was Ricardo Gourdet. It's like he might have a chance immediately after that giveaway from Walters. Decent recovery there from Cincinnati.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Jaden Reed takes an extra touch. Reed shot deflected away.
3 minutes of extra time in the second half.
A 64-44 advantage in final third entries for Red Bulls. 22-10 touches in the opponent's box. Actually even in shots on target today, 5-5. Ibrahim Sakai should be very pleased with this effort. Cincinnati was never able to find a true rhythm. Playing out of the midfield, attacking from the back third. Connecting with that final pass. It's a frustrating evening all around for FC Cincinnati, who grinded their way to a 2-1 victory last week. So we're not able to be on the receiving end of the big breaks here tonight. Always is more difficult on the road. Plenty of time for Cincinnati to correct things moving forward. It's MLS Next Pro season. Remember, if they had won tonight, be just 3 points out of a playoff spot. Jaden Reed would love to give New York a fourth. There's been no scoring here in the second half. All scoring happening in the first 45 minutes. Valenzuela just unable to replicate the bright moments of last week. It's brought a smile to Cincinnati's fans' faces with how determined he was to find the back of the net despite 4 New England jerseys around him in the box. Frustration evident for Cincinnati here in these winning moments. They'll look to move forward quickly next week. Chance next Sunday to get back Orlando City back. A second matchup in 4 games against Orlando City. But this was a night that belonged to New York from the very beginning. Just 29 seconds into the match, New York set the tone. Cincinnati leveled an admirable response, but it was New York the rest of the way. After suffering heartbreak in stoppage time last week, bounced back in the best of ways back home in Montclair. A 3-1 victory against FC Cincinnati to get back in the win column. The tone was set from the start. Frank Sabufu, less than 30 seconds in. Terrific service from Berkeley on the near side. Picked up the assist. Sabufu charging in, directing it towards frame. in picking up the goal in the very first minute of the match. What a start and what a match for New York Red Bulls 2 here today. In good spirits after this one, deservedly so. 3-1, your final score from MSU Soccer Park tonight. Your director this evening here on MLSNextPro.com, Maria Ringo, Manny Mendoza on replay, Andres Zuniga on audio. Great to have you with us tonight. It's a 3-1 win for New York Red Bulls 2. From New Jersey, I'm AJ Ricketts. We bid you good night.
May not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.